Okay. So yeah, just a few hours ago we've deployed the staging version of dCompass. So I'll quickly go over the landing page. So dCompass is a gamified and community-driven Web3 learning platform, and the idea is that users will be able to browse a curated list of Web3 projects. Then they would learn to use their features and protocols, and then they can complete quests and get rewarded. And of course, they will be able to maybe later on, if they show up that they are completing a lot of quests, they could eventually get hired in those protocols and start being contributors in those projects. So this is the dApp. We have like the list of projects here. All those projects are for testing purposes, so it's not really the true Ethereum project that has been created. But if, let's say Vitalik was to create the project here, he would go through the creation form, and then it's up to the dCompass multisig key holders to either approve or reject the project. So we won't display every project here. It's not going to be completely permissionless. At the beginning, it will be a bit centralized, and yeah, once it's approved, this is how it shows up. So, for example, for Gitcoin DAO, we can see it's a DAO and it's a build to earn. There's their website, the social medias like Twitter, Discord, GitHub, and so on. And there's 2 squads with 3 members. So this is the Gitcoin project with a bit more details. We also have like a light theme. I know people like hands, like lighter modes. Yeah, so the main thing about dCompass is that we're teaching users about the features or projects or initiatives within a DAO, for example. So here we have pathways, and a first pathway that we would have within the Gitcoin DAO is the Moonshot Collective onboarding developer pathway. So it will be claimable by 1,000 people, and the rewards will be 10,000 DAI in total. So it means that like each user that claims the rewards will actually receive 10 DAI and the NFT. So this is the NFT that he will receive for completing all the quests within the pathway. So if I go on the pathway, this is the guide for the pathway, like with some documentation. It's all coming from Markdown, and there will be also a Gitbook integration, so that the content here will be synced with Gitbook. Then there's the details and rewards for that pathway, and then the quests. For now, there is only one quest within the Moonshot onboarding developer pathway, and the quest is the Ethereum speedrun. So similarly to the pathway, it's also claimable by 1,000 users, and there's 10,000 in total. But it's up to the pathway creator or the quest creator to put up any amount from ERC20 that is available. And yeah, here we still need to work on the quest consumers. So that's the last part we are going to focus on, is to display the details of the contract. So for the Ethereum speedrun, how we are thinking that it would work, it would be the users receive a badge upon quest completion on Ethereum speedrun, and then we would check that they own that specific NFT. And if they own that NFT, then they can claim the rewards. Another example of quest that we could have is like quizzes. So for example, in this test project, I've created a quiz on Mina protocol. So this is like some materials that you need to read, and then the quest is basically a quiz. So you need to answer the questions and then you submit. If the answers are right, then you can claim. And again, this is a work in progress. This is the what we call the consumer part, and that's what we are focusing on. And the last thing I'd like to show you is for applying in the project. So we saw the pathway. Here we can see the guilds. So those are kind of the teams within a project. This is just like a placeholder. Maybe for Gitcoin, we would display bounties or events like the hackathons that Gitcoin does. And this is what I wanted to show you. So it's for applying to a project. It's pulling up my basic profile. Now, to simplify the application process, what we thought would be better is to have a ceramic pathway where the users need to accomplish a quest that is complete your profile. And this is one of the first quests that they would have. So that here they wouldn't actually do anything. It would just be in which squads are you interested to apply or something really related to Gitcoin. But the profile would be handled somewhere else, like under the address or something. And here I have my GitHub linked and the Twitter account that is linked. And this is through, it's not done through OAuth. It's through Ceramic and identity link service. So if I connect here with another wallet, I think I might need to give it a refresh. Okay, yeah, I click on continue. This is the like a free ID connect pop-up. And now, yeah, this is an account that hasn't a basic profile. So for example, if I want to link my GitHub account, what I will need to do is enter the username. Then I copy a challenge, which is a verification message. Then I need to create a GIST file and paste the challenge in the GIST file. For Twitter, it's pretty much the same, but you just need to copy the challenge and then tweet the verification. So it's gonna populate, gonna create a tweet for you that says, I can show you here, verifying my Twitter account for my decentralized identity. And this is basically the ID of the person that is verifying and where they verify from. So yeah, basically that's where we're at now. Thanks for your attention and your time. As you can see, there is still a few bugs here and there, and yeah, we keep working on it.
Thanks, Hux. That was awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, definitely. That was actually, I'm thoroughly impressed, man, because I remember seeing this project a couple of weeks ago, and the amount of effort and work that was put in just the last couple of weeks is insane that you got this far. So just to like take a step back to see if I understood Discovery DAO. So there's sort of like there's sort of different like hierarchies to Discovery DAO, right? First you have projects, then you have pathways, and then you have quests. Did I get that correct?
Yeah, exactly. That's the tree structure. Yeah.
Right. So projects is kind of like organization, I guess. So like Gitcoin DAO would have, it's like it would be a project, or Polygon would be a project.
Exactly.
And then when you click within, like, let's say Gitcoin DAO, you could have other pathways, and those pathways could be whatever that project imagines there to be. So for Gitcoin DAO, the way we have things organized is by work stream. And so each pathway could be a work stream, but obviously that could be abstracted to.
Could be also a pathway about a product, like a grants 101 pathway. And then you create quests to be a grant contributor, you create a guide that is kind of a tutorial that tells users how to contribute to a grant. And that's the type of quest of pathway.
So within like the projects, so you have, so in terms of like Gitcoin DAO, like we would probably, like one way you could organize it is by the work stream, but obviously not every DAO works that way, nor should every DAO work that way, right? Every DAO works how they want. And so that's why you have that sort of flexibility there with that level of abstraction, where pathway is not like work streams, but like pathway could be whatever pathway you see fit. And then within those pathways, you have quests, and quests are specific, either levels, missions, whatever it might be, like steps, in order to learn and understand more about that specific pathway. And so in terms of Gitcoin DAO, so Gitcoin DAO would be the project. Underneath it, one of the pathways could be Moonshot Collective. And then underneath that, one of the quests could be, like you mentioned, like that onboarding flow, or like Moonshot Collective onboarding, that could be one pathway, or tip.party onboarding, that could be another pathway. It doesn't even have to relate to onboarding, but it could be like content, right? Like, let's say I want to learn about the Polygon network. One of the quests could be like, okay, creating a simple app or something on the Polygon network. And that could be a quest, right?
Yeah.
And then at the end of all that, once you complete it, you get an NFT and some DAI reward, or whatever ERC20 or other reward it might be associated with. And that's obviously up to whoever creates that project. And you also have profiles where you can sort of show off these NFTs and show off this history of what you've learned and what you've done within Discovery DAO, right?
Yes, this is a work in progress. The front-end developer started to work on the kind of skill tree, where it would show the badges you've unlocked based on the pathways and projects.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, this seems like really cool, man. Like, wow, I'm blown away.
Yeah, it's only the beginning, guys. There's still a bunch of stuff to work on, and we are only 3 engineers for now. We are looking for designers and then other engineers. But yeah, definitely excited to work more on this. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for showing it off, Hux. And like, we understand like there might be bugs and everything, but when you demonstrated it, man, it looked pretty good. Like, of course, like, sure, you got to work on the UX and some other things, but man, like for dog fooding purposes, man, that looks good. Like, yeah.